Hello everyone, it's Odd McBump here, and the topic of the day is group punishment in schools. Now, at the time of recording this video, I am about to finish high school and be off to college in the fall. Now, I meant to make a video about this a while back, and the premise of it is pretty simple. I have always been a mild-mannered student. I've understood my boundaries of what I could and couldn't do. Most of the time I didn't disrupt class unless it was to ask a question or go to the bathroom or, ask about what we were learning about instead of just being a country bum, just watching and not asking or participating in class. And we all know those people that honestly don't care, and they don't care if, you want to learn, and they don't care if they learn it, and they don't even care if they're in school or not. And more often than not, a single teacher, at least in the high school I'm in currently, they punish the entire group for the acts of an individual. Now I'm going to explain to you guys why this doesn't work. So, okay, first off, the kid will be bad regardless of what social punishment you give him. And that's because unless there's an internal changing in that child, he will just be what he wants to be. And there's right ways to discipline him, and there's wrong ways to discipline him. But making everyone suffer the same thing he's suffering isn't going to make him any better of a person unless you are going to suggest that the other students are going to pressure him to be a better person and actually listen in class. And that goes into my other argument. Schools do not allow fights on campuses, whether you were just defending yourself and the other guy was beating you up, or if the guy just honestly was beating up someone else and you were just stepping in to defend them. They always say go to a teacher, but a 15-minute run across campus to go find someone who actually cares enough to be able to do something about this is a lot less effective than just telling the guy to screw off and telling him to leave your friend alone. I'm not saying that physical violence should always be the answer to every single one of your problems. I was a kid that, I didn't have any friends when I was in elementary school, and I had to turn to physical violence because my teachers didn't care when I was in 5th grade. But I was at a different school than I am now, and they're a lot better now. But at the same time, you can't tell me that fighting is wrong in school and beating up other kids is wrong, and then employ a tactic that is meant to be a social punishment. A social punishment where the other kids pressure the one who was doing the actual wrong to do right. Because that within its form itself, under your definition of bullying and being a rowdy juvenile. And also, that drives me into my second point. The other kids that are being well behaved in your class will stop wanting to be good. Because there are merits that come with being good. There are, benefits from being a good student. Sometimes a student or a teacher will look the other way if you do something bad once in a while. And I'm not condoning doing bad things in school, but still, if you are a good student, sometimes a teacher might have some leeway with you. And that is almost as a reward for being a well-behaved student. Now, on the flip side of that, there is also benefits of being a bad student. There are social benefits between people that like other kids that don't want to do what they're told to do. You have the bonus of having so much more free time because you're not actually doing any of the work that your teacher has set before you. You have so many of these benefits for being a bad student and not doing what you're supposed to do. Now, just like there's benefits for being a good student, there are also detriments, and there are bad things that come with it, like not having a lot of free time, possibly being called a teacher's pet, possibly being socially outcast, and that's all things I faced. And there were, obviously repercussions for being a bad student, like always having crap from the teachers and always having people suggest that you did something wrong even though you might have had nothing to do with it. It's all on how they perceive you. Now, whenever you take group punishment and you make it okay, and you punish everyone for the sins of the few. You make those people who are doing bad say, well, that's just the bad that comes with being a bad student. And all the good students are looking at each other like, well, I'm not reaping any benefits anymore from being a good student. I was given work, I was doing it, and I was being quiet with it. But now my fellow classmates are making me suffer for it. So you're wondering, why am I being a quote-unquote good student if I'm not reaping the benefits? So you know what? I don't care anymore. And that's a very, very drastic way to think about it, but sometimes there are kids that think that way. I was thinking that way before. If I'm going to be punished for the other kids who are doing X, Y, and Z, I might as well do X, Y, and Z and reap the benefits from it instead of fall from the detriments. And that is simply why group punishment just doesn't work. And you're wondering, well, how would I handle punishment? Punish the individual, not the entire group, because now we're saying, okay, if I mess up and I'm a horrible student, then I will be punished by myself. There's no one that's going to be able to socially identify with me with the punishment that I'm going through because it's personal to me. And I won't have anyone who's suffering with me, and I won't laugh because I know I won't do the extra, or I won't have to do whatever I have to do for the punishment. It's got a benefit because it makes everyone want to be good. When you punish the entire group, you just make everyone hate each other, and you just make everyone wonder why they were always being so good. Now, that's about all for the day. I think that's as much steam as I can take. So, if you like this part, slap that like button. If you don't like this part, slap that dislike button. I don't care. Comment, tell me what you liked, tell me what you didn't like, and slap that subscribe button too. It helps me a lot whenever I look back on these videos. Till next time, I'm Bob McBump. Peace out.